last night.
Man who touched so many across the Canadian Football League. A little sidearm underneath for Brandon Whitaker, incomplete. One of those players, Stevie Baggs, who played under Richard Harris in Winnipeg and stayed in contact with his former defensive line coach. In fact, they spoke on Monday when his former coach said, "You can do a little bit more," and Stevie Baggs agreed and said that Richard Harris really saved his career, turned him around when he was in Winnipeg, and now one of the impact defensive players in this league. But there's a lot of stories like that, aren't there? 2nd and 10, Calvillo's got a man open and overthrows by about a stride S.J. Green, who got in behind coverage.
S.J. Green has been setting up for that over the first 2 series. We've seen a couple of curl routes, a couple of intermediate routes from S.J. Green. Bo Smith's been in very good position on both those. So this time, Anthony Calvillo decides to just try and throw it deep. He gets the matchup on Daniel Francis, who's playing the nickel. But S.J. Green kind of bent it into the middle and then lost a little bit of distance on that and couldn't run underneath it.
6 consecutive incompletions for Calvillo. And we have problems with the alignment for the Tiger Cats.
Hamilton.
And Marcel Belfait not happy. He has to waste a timeout to make sure they have the right number of players on the field.
There are some penalties that are acceptable and some that just aren't, and that's one of the just aren't category.
Didn't see anybody come on late. Not sure what the alignment problem was, but they wanted to make sure.
Might wanted to make sure they were in punt safe and look for a fake punt here.
John White, line drive. Thigpen will grab that at the 14-yard line. And he is brought down quickly. And Walter Spencer was first man down to make the special teams tackle.
Let's take a look at the starting defense for the Montreal Alouettes. Up front, J.P. Pikasiak has had a great start to the season. He leads all that defensive line in tackles with 8. Made a couple of big plays on reverses against Saskatchewan last week. You take a look at the linebacking core. Shea Emery called out before this game by Avon Colburn, said he was the guy that he was going to direct his trash talking towards, and a newcomer in the secondary. Etienne Boulay is out. Jeff Heck plays safety for him.
Another deep start for the Tiger Cats, and a handoff to Avon Colburn and a short gain. And up comes Colburn talking and getting reacquainted with some of those big D linemen on the Alouettes.
Yeah, he sort of directed his comments to Shea Emery, and he said that I'm going to start to call him out a little bit. And it's funny, though, when you talk to his teammates, and Shea Emery, of course, will meet him a ton in the run game as a middle linebacker. But when you talk to Avon Colburn's teammates, they say he even kind of trash talks with us.
5 years with Montreal, over 3,300 yards rushing. 2nd and long. Here's a completion. Late flag comes down in the backfield as Chris Williams has a first down catch pending the penalty. And let's find out what Al Bradbury's got. It's coming back on a hold.
And I think this is going to be Avon Colburn. We'll see what the call is. Avon Colburn stepped up and picked up a blitzing. I believe it was Diamond Ferry from the linebacking core.
Holding. Hamilton, number 22. 10-yard penalty, remains 2nd down.
One of the best blocking backs in the league gets tagged with a costly penalty.
He did, but he didn't have leverage when he steps up to make this block. He's going to step up, and it's Diamond Ferry coming right through between the tackle and guard. Now he steps up, but he doesn't have leverage because he doesn't have his pad level down low enough. Ferry runs over him, and Avon Colburn pulls him down on top of him and gets the holding call.
It negates a 14-yard pickup for Williams. What would have been a first down now. 2nd and 19 back at the 10. Glenn dumps it off, and there's the speedy Williams. Trying to angle his way and takes a pop near the first down stick. A big hit by Dwight Anderson, and a flag comes down.
A hit from Dwight Anderson, who was fined this week by the Canadian Football League for An eye gouge that he says was an accident against Weston Dressler in Saskatchewan.
Major foul. Unnecessary roughness. Montreal, number 33. 15-yard penalty from the end of the play. First down.
So I'm not sure about this one. He was fighting for first down distance. He was close to that first down. Let's see if he was out when Anderson pops him. We know the sidelines, not much room here at Ivor Wynne.
Very close there.
The reason I mention it because that was a real race for the first down stick, and it looked like he'd come up just short of it. But now a first down after the 15-yard penalty. Into the hands of Coburn, off the right side, through the grasp of J.P. Pikasiak, and it's another first down run for Avon Coburn, who looks at that Alouette bench after a 12-yard scamper.
And you think about it, Avon Coburn really should be an important part of this offense, especially tonight, because of what happened last week to the Montreal defense against Saskatchewan, giving up 169 yards along the ground. Now, a lot of those were against Darian Durant, who ran from that quarterback spot, but a good running game can set up that balance that Kevin Glenn can use.
Alouette's second best against the run, but that total last week was the highest surrendered on the ground. Up before games, back into the hands of Coburn, and this time the door gets shut after a short gain.
You mentioned his numbers with the Montreal Alouettes, and pretty much that entire roster is guys that he has played with.
The receiving yardage as dangerous last year, just under 1,000 yards rushing, over 500 receiving. And he mentioned yesterday that his role in the Ticat offense a little bit different. There'll be less of Coburn as a receiver here in Hamilton.
As he's starting to get tired, he's starting to talk less. But it'll come back, I'm sure.
2nd and 9. Looks for Bakari Grant. He's got the catch. Pushed out by Marcus Dell, but that's a first down grab by the rangy rookie wideout.
And single receiver on the backside, Bakari Grant. Nice little timing route, picked up nicely in the backfield. Again, Avon Coburn with a block on a blitzing Montreal defense, and the timing is perfect to Bakari Grant. I want to mention about that trash talking when you're talking about that in the field, and I've played with players and against them that do that. Avon Coburn is the best in the business at it. It's all fun and games until one team gets behind by a couple of touchdowns, and then it gets one of those issues that can really stir things up.
6 receivers out here. Kevin Glenn on first down. Flushed by John Bowman, and the pass falls incomplete. In the neighborhood was Dave Stallup. And John Bowman with the heat on Kevin Glenn, who thought there could have been a penalty.
Well, he threw the ball and then was pulled down, but I like that the ref left the flag in his pocket here, because John Bowman, I know the fans don't like it, but John Bowman here doesn't know that the ball has been thrown. He's kind of twisting and falling to the ground. He's got the jersey of Glenn at the end of the play. Now, he still has the ball there. He's not sure. He's rolling around on the ground and just kind of continues to pull him down. That's a good no call by the officials.
How about John Bowman against the Tiger Cats? 6 sacks in his last 2 starts against Hamilton. Number 2 in the league with 4 on the season. 2nd down, and they'll screen it. And Coburn, a lot of field ahead of him, following Peter Diakowski. And still going inside the 5. Avon Coburn, well, he still can play the role of a receiver on a dangerous screen.
And he catches the Montreal Alouettes in a stunt up front. You can see Shea Emery up in the line of scrimmage with Ramon Guzman off the edge to your right. They're both coming on the blitz, and none of them pick up the running back out of the backfield in Coburn, and he's got big Peter Diakowski out in front of him, who's going to make a big block to get him down inside that goal line area right there on the safety, Jeff Heck.
In Sarah's feature on Coburn yesterday on SportsCenter, he mentioned he likes to trash talk even some of his teammates, and he said Diakowski's one of his favorite targets, maybe not after that. And it sets up 1st and goal. Quentin Porter coming in, fake to fake play, Porter on the roll, and we're still in pursuit. It's a touchdown, Hamilton, Quentin Porter.
Marcel Belfait using the talents of his personnel and taking full advantage of the skill set of Quentin Porter down on the goal line. That's what this play breaks down to. Because Porter has the speed to get the edge on the play action. He's going to open up, play action fake to Marcus Thigpen, get the corner on Anwar Stewart, and he knows it, and he's about 3 yards out.
Good looking Hamilton drive, 11 plays, 91 yards. Capped by the Porter touchdown run. His first of the year, Medlock adds the extra point. Hamilton with a 7-3 lead. 7-3 Cats. Let's head to the sidelines. Here's Sarah Orlesky.
Well, Chris, when this game started, you described it as hot and muggy out here, and that is the perfect description for it. I'm happy to say it's down to about 35 degrees now, around 7 o'clock, but it was as high as about 45 degrees earlier. And the Ticats, it's not the heat as much, it's the humidity, and that's something that Hamilton feels really plays in their favor, being used to it here in Southern Ontario. It's something that Montreal is not used to. Heat, yes, humidity, not so much, and already we're starting to see some guys here on the Montreal sidelines cramp up.
Well, they felt it was a big factor against Saskatchewan in their first home win.
Well, and it can be. It can be. I mean, you're practicing in it every day. You start to get used to it.
Medlock kicks it off. Maypre's got it at his 14-yard line. Bo Smith can't crack it. Good return to Maypre, and Francis stripped the ball. It came out, but it looks like the Alouettes have got back on it. So that's a couple of fumbles by Montreal, and this time it's Kitwana Jones who saves it for Maypre.
This drive after a penalty for Hamilton starts on the 9-yard line for the Ticats, and it's a little bit of balance, a little bit of the running game. Avon Coburn, who's off to a great start in this football game. The big screen pass out in the flat. Peter Diakowski out front of him, and then the bootleg by Quentin Porter to get him on the edge and to the corner of that end zone. Great drive.
And problem with that snap, and Calvillo has to eat the football back at the 40-yard line. It'll be a loss of 5. How about Coburn? 69 yards from scrimmage already in the game.
Well, you always want to play well against that team that let you go or cut you or didn't re-sign you. Avon Coburn is already off to one of those dream starts for a player wanting to face his old teammates. And now this Hamilton defense has Anthony Calvillo in a second and long.
Keeps this up, he'll be tweeting regularly during the game. Well, Brodeur Jourdain the center and Anthony Calvillo weren't on the same snap count. Now they look at 2nd and 15. Pressure from the outside, and Justin Hickman gets home. It's a sack for the Ticats, and Calvillo for just the 4th time this year taken down.
Well, and he's working against one of the best in Josh Burke. He's in that 2-point stance, meaning he didn't put his hand down on the turf. He's in that stand-up position, and this is just speed rush around the end on Josh Burke in the one-on-one. And Josh Burke, coming off the injury, did not play last week, and he just beats him to the corner.
2nd sack of the year for Hickman. He had a 2-sack game against the Alouettes last July. And the Alouettes have enjoyed good field position for most of this first quarter, backed up on that last possession. Sean White, bad kick off the side of his foot. Bouncing down and out at the Hamilton 40-yard line. Let's check back in with Sarah.
Chris, we've talked about how Avon Coburn spent 5 seasons with Montreal. Well, his successor here, Brandon Whitaker, hasn't been doing too badly in his replacement. The Alouettes are very happy with the job that he's been doing. He currently sits 2nd in the league in rushing. Coburn is 3rd. These two considered each other brothers when they played on the same team, and they've remained close ever since. They actually text each other before every game. That includes tonight, and I asked Coburn what it was that he sent through to Whitaker. He wouldn't tell me. He just smiled and said, I told him I loved him.
Well, he said he's been happy for the workload Whitaker's had in Montreal.
Not so much tonight. No, not so much tonight.
30-yard kick by White, so Cats going to work at their 40. Glenn running out of time, and while Stewart in pursuit, Kevin Glenn throws that one away under pressure. working against a Montreal defense that has given up fewer passing yards in each of the 4 games, from 366 in week 1 to just 177 last week against Saskatchewan.
Well, he had to throw this one away because tight end Darcy Brown gets jammed at the line of scrimmage right there by Billy Parker. As he comes off the line, that's the guy that Kevin Glenn wanted to go to. Had some success with that play against BC, but he was jammed up nicely.
2nd and 10, Glenn. Flush from the pocket, and tripped up. Anwar Stewart got him on the heel, and it was enough to bring him down behind the line of scrimmage. And for Anwar, that is the 60th career sack for the 11-year CFL vet.
Yeah, and since '96 for the Alouettes, leads all defensive players in that category with 60 career sacks.
Illegal contact on a receiver. Montreal, number 11.
Wow.
10-yard penalty.
We'll take it back as the sack is wiped out by a penalty on Chip Cox.
I was going to say Anwar Stewart's one of those guys I think that everyone across the league cheers for, and they're going to take his 60th off the board.
So illegal contact against Chip Cox. Gives the Tiger Cats a 1st and 10 at the 50. There's the hitch inside, and Matt Carter taken down quickly, and there's Chip Cox on the scene, limiting the gain to 3.
This receiving corps really starting to come together. Matt Carter is making more of an impact. He just had 6 catches coming in to this game tonight. But when you add Chris Williams, who is producing what he has over the last couple of games with Dave Stala, and then you have Dave Stala who's coming on, 14 catches coming in, and all of a sudden starts to take form and one of the top receiving corps.
Dave Stala told me he thinks this is the deepest offense he's played on, and he was on some good ones in Montreal, wasn't he? 2nd and 8, and that pass behind Bakari Grant, who was well covered by Mark Estelle on the final play of the opening quarter, with the Hamilton Tiger Cats in the lead. And very similar to last week for the Alouettes and their early start against Saskatchewan.
Yeah, first of all, Chris, no rushing yards, but you're right. When you look at AC's numbers, Anthony Calvillo started off with his first 3 completions in a row, and since then has not been able to complete a pass in the first quarter. So he's 3 for 9 in the first quarter, was 3 for his first 8 last week against BC. And, you know, Jock Climby, before the game, stated that he took the win away from Saskatchewan, which I completely disagree with. By the way, when you win, it's hard to win anytime. You go into Montreal and win. Similar start here. That was the start against Saskatchewan for AC before he was knocked out in the second quarter.
You just want to make sure all the Saskatchewan fans heard that.
No, I wanted to make sure Jock Climby heard it.
Okay.
That's all I'm talking about.
There's the punt by Medlock, and it slipped by Tim Maypray, who gets buried back at the 10-yard line. A 46-yard boot. Not much on the return, and for the first time tonight, the field position is now an issue for Montreal and not Hamilton.
Anthony Calvillo has not been able to go to Kerry Watkins, who was just shy of 1,000 yards a year ago. Back in the lineup for the first time. Missed all of training camp, all of the preseason. Mark Trestman said this is basically day 3 for him back at work. Had to have sinus surgery to remove adenoids. Now, I'm not sure what all that means, but it kept him out of the lineup for the first